Sorry, the recording broke. We last 6 minutes. The fuck is wrong with that guy? Is he sleeping or something? The volume is back to the phone, so that's good. Ah, okay, yes. Now I need to delete those. Do the research. I see yes. I see yes. Ah, okay. Alex. I see yes. I got a call from them. Now what I have to do is I have to delete it here. It's a bit harder. It's before that is last year. And if I'm not wrong, is this one. Okay, so now I need to do some quick math. Okay, so 852, that is 1746, 1746. 1746 plus 8 is 25. 46 is 38, 25. Yes, 25. Okay, that's good. Okay, good. one, this was care about one guy. Don't blink, get your yink. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another part of this series called All Year Nature Corn, which is the series where I film some nature corn. So what? I'm not gonna post it. Okay, delete. Nice. Okay, good. Now, what we're gonna do is gonna go to quick. I'm gonna go here. Okay, so good. So now how much storage do we have? 51 gig. Woo! Okay, merge. GoPro export. I film. Fuck, it's gonna be hard because I don't know what they are. Blink, yink. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the. Okay, so this is easy though. This is super easy. Okay, so this we're gonna do GoPro. Is it gonna be this one? No. Is it gonna be this one? Yes. Okay, so that's good. GoPro is this one. Uh-huh. I think I was a bit. Fuck, dude. I took a bad fall. The vast story of and it's funny because I told you guys, my building now have fucking mice. They have fucking mice, dude. I caught one. Yeah, poverty, guys. Poverty in Montreal. I don't know if it's legal, but hey, there's a couple of homeless people nearby. There's just. Okay. I'm sorry, Shield. It won't be long. There's been a guy, and that guy. Nice. I was in the bus stop, and I think the guy was lonely, but he came in at this place. And this place I worked for. Okay, now I believe this is the other one. Nice. And now, the only thing that I have left to do there you go. Okay, let's go. Time for content. Mais déjà trop. On va faire mixer. I say yes. I'm delightful. I say yes. Oh. Okay, good. Apologies. Okay. I don't know her. Why would I know her? Okay, cool. Okay, good. Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to another show. Doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this gorgeous, and I do mean gorgeous, 6th October 2025. It is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not going to show you this because the dogs are pooping, right? And they're peeing. So yeah, I'm not going to show you this. But it's a gorgeous day outside. It's like 28 degrees. It's crazy, crazy, crazy weather. Okay, they're done. Good for you. Good for you, puppies. What else? Today we're gonna start making content. I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be watching a movie. I want to go out because it's so freaking nice outside. It is so freaking nice. So yeah, so I really would like to go out, and that's pretty much it. So that's the day. So basically, about the day is starting it. So let's start it. A little nature corn, right? Hola, yo soy Vendetta. Welcome to our show. Because doing well, having a wonderful day on this glorious 6th October 2025. Today we are doing a 180 seconds review of Ring. It is the Rainbow Sherbet. This is the first time we're buying a bag of 4. This is something that we tasted very often. So I kind of stopped drinking energy drinks, but now because we have a job, because we're working, I'm allowing myself to have them again. Ring in itself, the sherbet, isn't my favorite, but it was in packs of 4. So when I'm working, I like to do packs of 4 because I'm like, okay, well, we bought a pack of 4, we're good, and then one day we'll pay ourselves a energy drink out of the vendor, right? So there you go. So Rainbow Sherbet. Love the design here. I got you got most of the time, and it's instead of rainbow, it's rainbow. So my previous reviews where it feels good, but I don't know what I'm drinking. Once again, it's really nice. It's almost like a candy. It is so delightful, but it's very candy-ish. It's very, very candy-like. Yeah, very nice drink. I really respect that. And there's so little to say. It's delightful. I'm not sure again what I'm tasting. So I think the main problem here is you're thinking about tasting some fruit, right? But if you take away the idea of I'm tasting fruit, it's just it feels like gummies. You feel like you take a handful of Skittles or a handful of gummies and you eat them all, and they're all different flavored, but inside your mouth they all comes together. It's really nice. I would like a better taste of the mixture. That way I can give points on the flavor and on the mixture, but it harmonizes so well together. It's really good. I will say, however, I have a little bit of a problem with that. There's literally a flavor called gummy worms. If you were to do something gummy flavored, do it a gummy worm, don't do it in another one. But all in all, and also if you're gonna call it sherbet, I wanted a little bit of a ice cream flavor, which I'm not getting. But very candy. If you like candy, this is for you. Hola, yo soy Vendetta. Welcome to Commentary Show. Hope you're doing well, having a wonderful day on the 6th September, October 2025. Today we're doing a little bit of a thumbnail, if you don't mind. A little bit of a thumbnail. Today we're doing an intro video. Quickly clean the camera. So not a super heavy breakfast. We have a sausage. Amazing. Cheese and some bread. So today, an intro. You're gonna find me so freaking annoying because the same as yesterday. We woke up, made sure everything was uploaded on GoPro. Use a GoPro. This time we're making a lot of space fast. I don't forget to realize, but 2 days ago we had 11 minutes. 4 hours, 11 minutes left. Right now we're at 8 hours. So it's going freaking fast. And it's not clear because this paper tells us that we're about a fourth free, but when you look at the amount of video, not having the GoPro, I never even took the time to look at the GoPro. I never even look at the time. I never even look at the GoPro footage. This is just how much we have. I have over 250 videos. So quite literally, something that is huge. Now, with that being said, like I said, I'm not supposed to do it until the winter. Anyway, we feel much better. It's a little bit of a problem to get up, get down, get up, get down. Still feel bad about this. When I do my intro, this is breakfast. We're going to drink rainbow sherbet. So yeah, so for the GoPro, it's going well. We did read some Berserk. Berserk right now is amazing because it's my favorite arc. So it's peak right now. And here we are. An hour and a half later. They are super nice. So yesterday we played some Fortnite. We played one of the mode that is new, which is Demon Rush, which is really, 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 really cool. What else? I would love so. Tomorrow we're starting a new playthrough of the tower. So tomorrow we're doing a Tim Burton marathon, which should be super nice. It's gonna be Beetlejuice. It's gonna be Corpse's Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas, and I haven't decided for a fourth one. I have to really check out. If I was to go to be crazy, I would start a marathon with Beetlejuice. I would continue with the Corpse's Bride. I would finish with Nightmare Before Christmas, and then I would watch Beetlejuice 2024. However, today, the movie that I want to watch today is this one. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. No, it's gonna be Coraline. Coraline is also Tim Burton. Coraline is also Tim Burton. I don't want to do Coraline because I love the movie, but how can I say this? I already did a review on it. I'm gonna tell you, Tubi right now, kind of goated. My apologies. Yeah, that's the one. My apologies. I want to do Bloody Valentine. Bloody Valentine. That would be so good to do. So that would be the plan. I want to play some more Fortnite. We are behind on the Resident Evil. I started the marathon like 2 weeks ago, and we're still on the first game. I got 9 games to do, so that doesn't make any freaking sense. That doesn't make any freaking sense, and that's not true. I have 10 games. Well, 11. I got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 remake. 5, 6, 7, 8. Not so much to do. So I really have to do it, but right now what we're doing is we're playing Fortnite, and I'm really liking Fortnite, so fuck it, right? And then I would like to do another TikTok live. Yesterday was so cool. Within an hour TikTok live, which we never did before. And that is pretty much it. So, as I say in French, adieu. Gonna be a good day. Look at it, by the way. It's just so nice. Ouch. Okay. My apologies. Hola, yo soy Vendetta. How are you? Hope you're doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Let's restart. Because you're both warm, and I don't like that. Ouch. Ouch. Hola, yo soy Vendetta. How are you? Because you always having a wonderful 6th of October 2025. Why not? Ugh. Of course. Okay, Ming. Ew.
Tapotage cœur du jour, s'il vous plaît. Bonsoir Isabelle, bonsoir tout le monde, c'est Javier. Ah, ça va très bien.
Tapotage cœur du gros.
Ça va très bien, merci pour le tapotage. Je fais pas le match.
That's not right. That's not right. What? I got this energy powder already, didn't I? Hold on. Is that an awakening? Chestoberry. It's the same thing. We got this already, right? Yeah, we got this already. Okay. So this doubled up. The items reset. The items reset Kaiser. Oh, okay. Let me drop this. That's crazy. It's like there's no way. I feel like I just got that. So yeah, let's drop that out. And the Chestoberry, the sleepage into the heel. Yeah, they're the same exact items. My bad. I didn't realize. Oh yeah, the sparkles are back. Oh wow. For some reason they come back at max. Weird. Stead edge. I'm glad I noticed. Volbeat, nothing. Look for a normal type Pokemon really quick. Oh, and there it is. The tongue for the bull on the side. Alright, we'll try. Rock slide, don't do that. That was what? That was an ultra ball. Bro, stand there. That was a nest ball. What? What are you doing? No. What's going on here? We're doing one more, then I'm gonna leave. The least is scary. Good day, my man. Deuterino, hope we're doing well, my bro. Thank you for the harmony. Means on the stream. Means a ton to the community. And me. Really, thank you. Would you be interested in a pile of rotted firewood that would have stack aside. Picture freeze is more than enough, I think. TV Woody, welcome Woody. My man, my Durski. Much appreciate your support, much appreciate you come by. My guy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by the stream. How you doing, man? If you have not joined yet into exclamation point avatar, because you're subscribed, first come by. Mikey, give him the army as well, the popular vote. Get that guy back.
Sorry.
Exclamation point avatar and then the Pokemon name. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's go. We're good. Hola, yo soy Vendetta. Welcome to the show. Having a wonderful day on this 6th October 2025. One of the first video of the day. And my friends, we are starting up with a mustache hair in my nose. Great. Compared to what's going on in Berserk, this is nothing. And yes, it is a review of Berserk. So we are going to be reviewing, I believe we are reviewing episode 13, 14, 15, and 16, if I'm not wrong. So now I have to admit something, okay? So I read it today. I was very busy. And because today we were very busy, I didn't have to take notes. So what I'm going to do is you're going to see me looking at the computer. And what I'm going to do is going to do like pages per pages. And if I like something, I like something. If I don't, I don't. So, but I'm going to tell you right now, it was a great morning. Fuck, that air is bothering me. We're feeling much better. If you guys saw it yesterday, we went to the hospital 2 days ago. And today we're feeling much better. To keep using word activated before. Fireworks over. Yes, okay. Yes. So, blah blah blah. And we're gonna do this. I'm gonna try to save it. Saved. Because we're using Microsoft Word and they're telling me that there is another one. HU, which is Audio and Dead. Made unwanted change to the original file. You can restore the file. Good, okay, so now what you do is we're gonna go load, because this I have to check it out because otherwise we have to stop this video and I have to restart I have to make sure that we keep this one. So this is the good one. Yes, it's good. Perfect. Okay. Cool. Now we're using a website to read Berserk and that website is not good. It keeps on sending us to ads and shit like that, so yeah, we're gonna be trying to avoid this. So right now I'm gonna be able to tell you, see, an ad right away. Uno ad right away. Right now I can tell you where we are. We are at the end of... We are at 122 pages of the volume. Berserk is so good. Berserk is so good. If I had more money, I would absolutely buy the compendium. And this would be a good idea too. Like to come back to this on Halloween with my kids and listen to Berserk, read Berserk. So we are at chapter 16. So we started at 13. So what I'm going to do is Berserk chapter... The problem is, before this they write it as POLO. So 12 is what? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. E is 5, G is 7, H, I, 10, H, I, G, K. Okay, so readberserk.com is going to be sure that we're human. The read something is really good because you got a lot of things. You got Tokyo Revenger we want to read. I got a bunch of things that are super good. Now, sadly, we are one away. So I made a mistake in my calculation. Okay, good. That is. So yesterday, I remember we finished. Yes. Yesterday we finished out. Griffith was fighting. So this is super, 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 super good. Because this is exactly where. Yeah. So the small recap. Griffith and Guts are fighting, and Griffith totally annihilate him. But Griffith saved him, and this is super important. I didn't mention it yesterday, but this is really worth it because Griffith saved, spare, didn't save. He spared Griffith. Griffith spared Guts, and Guts just killed one of his men and cut the arm of another guy. And this is super cool because some of his Ben of Hawk member are gonna be like, "Yo, what is he doing with us? Is bad." But the 4 chapters that we're gonna be reading, guys, are possibly. I'm gonna be honest. The 4 chapters that we're reading right now are much, much better than what we were reading before. So Griffith takes his rapier and he stabs Guts in the left shoulder. Like every single day, like yesterday, other than before. The beginning of so technically speaking, the Black Swordman, I don't really like the arc. The Golden Age in itself, and the Black Swordman is leading to the Golden Age. It's like okay, so I'm gonna go with another manga, right? It's like what should I call it? I would say Skypiea. Not the best thing to watch, but you need to watch it. You need to read it. Okay, Berserk. So we got the Golden Age Chapter 3. This is super cool. Berserk. So I will have to complain a little bit, right, about something right away. I don't like what the writer of Berserk did for yeah, I have to do ads because this is a mission. By the way, tomorrow we're starting a new playthrough of. Let's go. 5. Good. And we get 1 card, which will give me a mission. It's another extra defense, which gave us level 3. Good. Yeah, we're starting another playthrough. This one's gonna be no commentary, so I'm excited for that. Which means that tomorrow, tomorrow we're doing a marathon of Tim Burton movies. So Coraline, Beetlejuice, Corpse's Bride, and Jack Skellington. That's super cool. So Griffith, Guts is. I keep on mixing the 2 names because they're both starting with G's. Okay, so you're recording. I have to make sure because we're doing 4 playthroughs. Okay, so you're recording. You're good. You're good. You're always good, my friend. So yeah. So with Guts and Griffith, it's so crazy because with Guts and Griffith, the reason why I keep mixing them is they're so similar. And it's so similar, but in the complete opposite. Griffith is white hair, white long hair, very childlike, very feminine looking, right? And he's supposed to be this good guy, and Guts is the opposite. Guts is rough around the edge. He's not the greatest looking, super manly, so much of a brute, and there's so much. But if you look at Griffith, you see a good guy. When you look at Guts, you see a bad guy, and it's the opposite. Also, if you guys notice, in the manga and the anime, Guts will have pointy hair. So nobody else has that. So I look like a devil. Guts is still having nightmare about the raping incident. Now, what I was talking about, my complaint about that is we never know how much time has passed. For example, but the at the same time, it is so freaking good because not the rape, of course, but it's so freaking good because the fact that we show how Guts is still affected by that, and in this episode you're gonna see that it's so important. You're gonna see later on. So in his dream, you see Gambino, and he screams, "Gambino, save me, please save me!" And this is so fucking funny because Gambino is dead, and this for some reason really reminded me of. What is it? It's I know the name too, with Thorfinn. It's Thorfinn, Askeladd, Vinland. It reminded me of Vinland, which possibly where. So in his dream, you see that Gambino has a throat. He has his throat open, which is the way Guts killed him. He's about to get raped. He has a weapon to defend himself, but it's the leg of Gambino. Now, if you look at the dream, there's possibly like a psychologist or a shrink that would be able to say, this is feeling of guilt. This is how he feels guilty. How his only hope in the world was Gambino. See, Gambino in itself was kind of nuts because Gambino in itself was a asshole, but Gambino in itself was able to survive, which not a lot of people do. You know, when Guts become really really strong, it's not because of Griffith. It's not because of anybody else than Gambino. He thinks about this asshole, right? Ultimately speaking, you can even say that the Black Swordman Guts is extremely similar to how Gambino was. Of course, you have to read between the lines, but it's similar. Now, it's super funny because the puppy that Gambino had was Shisu, right? And it's kind of insane. It's kind of insane. So he's getting. So this is complex. This is very complex as a scene. So you see, fucking ads. You see the scene, right? I have to make sure before I show you that there's no tits, because I think there's tits. Okay, it's hidden. So you see here, the scene is with Casca warming him up. Okay, so this is a super important scene. So the Guts is saying his ad, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. So Casca, what she's doing right now is because Guts lost a lot of blood. Because he lost a lot of blood, his corpse is cold, right? So Casca, she's warming him up with her body. Now, why is this important is because you see Casca and you see her hugging Guts, and you ask yourself if the dream of himself getting raped was because if Casca was around him, or is it a recurring dream? If it's a recurring dream, this is a trauma. If it's because of Casca hugging him, then the dream itself is a traumatic response, a traumatic psychological response to the touching, which is kind of important. And this is kind of cool because Casca, she will hate him for that. A woman, so he wakes up, a woman, dark eyes. This is insane because this really shows how Guts is as a character in his perception of relationship and sexuality. Casca is basically naked next to him, right? And Guts, I think at that time, this is what I'm complaining about. We don't know how old he is. There's small amount of time that tells you how much time has passed. But right here, he's possibly 12. No, he's possibly a bit older than that, but let's say he's a teenager. So the idea of sex is to him. And you see a beautiful woman, Casca, which by the way, he'll fall in love with, naked next to him, and he doesn't have idea of her body. He doesn't care about her body. He thinks about her eyes. So he wakes up, right? And right away, this is super cool. He wakes up. Now, why is this scene so cool? It's because this might be the next day of the accident. We don't know how much time has passed. So you wake up, he has pain. You remember Griffith and the way he hurt him, goes out. And this is insane. Because basically, what he's doing is Griffith is next to the camp. He's in the camp of the Band of Hawk. Now, he doesn't have a sword, but he could go crazy and could run away, right? So, but what I'm trying to say here is he's left unattended. He has some sort of freedom. And it's kind of funny because Griffith... Okay, so... It's kind of funny because... Okay, so... It's so complex. It's so complex. So Griffith wants Guts because Guts is a great soldier. And it's so complex. So, ultimately speaking, the reason why Griffith, and this is going to come up later, so we'll say it right now, Griffith really wants Guts. The reason as to why is because Griffith wants to become as strong as possible. He wants to become one of the strongest person in the world, right? Most influential, so for example, like a king or like a lord, right? And he knows that he needs to have good soldier. So the need for a good soldier is the need to win battle that he couldn't win without the good soldier. Winning the battle without good soldier, winning the battle thanks to the good soldier will make him seem like a great hero or a great fighter or a great general, which will give him a status, which is a military status, but translate into a lordship or yeah, that's pretty much it, right? So with Guts, he says, okay, well, this guy is a really strong fighter, and if I can get him, I can get him. Now, ultimately speaking, this is
the truth, but it's not true. Ultimately speaking, this is the perceived notion of the first. This is why Berserk is so good. But this, when I'm speaking, I've watched the Golden Age 4 or 5 times. So this is not my first time. I know exactly what's going to happen, and I know analyzing. So the reality also is Griffith doesn't realize it right away, but he'll see Guts as a guy who is supposed to. So one of the flashbacks that we had already is Griffith telling Guts, "Hey, we're special. We're supposed to be there. We're supposed to be like not invincible, but we belong here. And because we belong here, we're able to do whatever the heck we want, right?" And this is what he's saying. But at this time, and this is super cool because this is not exploring the manga and the anime either in the 1987 or in the present anime. It is also presumed that Griffith is homosexual, and because Griffith is homosexual, he wants a husband or a partner that is as strong as him, and Guts possibly is the same as him. In every single adaptation of the anime, one thing is certain. Griffith is a very he cares for the Bands of Hawk. He cares about them a lot, but he doesn't mind if somebody dies. For example, Guts just killed one of his guy. He's like, okay, well, I want him, right? I don't care if you kill one of my guys. Griffith will see himself as a king amongst pawn, right? So he sees multiple people, and this is kind of crazy because we got Casca, and what I truly believe is Casca has feelings for Griffith. She has love feelings for Griffith. Again, the fucking mustache hair in my nose. Sometimes I want to shave it, I swear to God. But I like the way I look with it. So, with Casca, what happened is, Casca, she comes in, and she's in love with Griffith. And I believe what happened is that Griffith was like, hey, without saying I love you too, there has been, like, talk of relationship. Because Griffith wants to have a relationship because every single good lord has a relationship. And Casca, although isn't the strongest, she is second one. Again, we remember that Griffith is very military oriented, so becoming his second strongest, like, okay, well, you could be a good partner because you wouldn't make me look weak, which is what we're seeing, right? So then this is super cool. Guts wake up, and the first thing he does is he look around him, right? And he sees it's a mercenary band. Now, this is cool because when you look at Guts, the way he was raised, he was raised in a mercenary camp. He was raised as a mercenary, so this is kind of familiar to him, right? And he looks at them and he says they're all really young. So in this sense, he would say like, okay, well, guess what? They're possibly weaker, right? And at the same time, it's kind of weird because mercenary band, later on, it's revealed that Guts, you look at them like in a poor fashion. They're like, okay, well, they're most likely criminal. They're not good people, right? And that's possibly helping why Gambino to him was such a good person. Okay, so this is quite complex. Guts possibly has adoration for somebody that's a good person, and adoration for strength because Guts really believe in the strength. So he possibly saw Gambino as an asshole, but he also saw possibly everybody in the camp as asshole. However, Gambino was an asshole, but he was also somewhat noble. That's pretty much it. You realize that Vinland Saga, and again, I don't know why today I'm talking about Vinland Saga, but they're really similar. Gambino would have been like Askeladd, an asshole, but at the end it's a good guy. Was Gambino a good guy? Phone is too hot. Urbani. Okay, 140.
Be safe. All right, let's do this. Don't be afraid. And don't run away, okay? There you go. Mommy's right here. Mommy's right here. It's okay. Don't be afraid. It's okay. Go walk around. Not too far, though. Mommy will be upset. But go walk around. Go have fun. I know. You're okay. Do you want to just walk around? You want Mommy to carry you and we'll walk around and look at everything? Yeah? Alright, let's go. Mommy will carry you. Are you happy now? Okay. Not run away, okay?
16 people form a circle. Each person holds a gun to the head of the person in front of them. Each gun is loaded with only one bullet, and each person is allowed to shoot only once. As for whether they can survive after the gunshots, that depends on each person's own luck. Now the game begins. The referee has everyone stare at the light bulb in the center. The moment the light bulb turns on is when everyone shoots. As a round of gunshots rings out, 4 contestants are unfortunately eliminated in this round. But contestant number 13, Jimmy, is so frightened that he hesitates and doesn't dare to shoot. A guard walks over to him with a gun. If he doesn't shoot soon, he'll be the next to die. Finally, under their pressure, Jimmy fires a blank round. The contestant in front of him also finally ends this 1 minute of torment. But the game is far from over. There will be a second round, or a third round, or even more, until only 1 contestant remains on the field. The final survivor will also receive $10 million in prize money. Besides the contestants on the field, the...
Look, this ain't a race, but I still... My... Ben non. Est-ce que les modos, vous pouvez bloquer Expose Piness? Ça fait encore la même affaire que ton tour, genre? Je t'enlève, je te remets, mon Jeff. Est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui peut bloquer Expose Piness, s'il vous plaît? J'ai pas envie de me faire exposer, moi si je le sais que je me fais déjà exposer. Sûrement. Je vais montrer, ça c'était écœurant.
Ouais, je le montre à Elsa. C'est trop drôle. En plus, c'est mon ancien client, Justin. C'est drôle.
Ouais, c'est ça, je comprends pas. Comment ça se fait, c'est ton ancien client? Chris, t'as-tu vu sa femme, elle est belle encore lisse en plus?
Mais tu savais pas que Maître Anaïs, j'ai été en truc avec, puis il me payait par TikTok, justement. C'est moi qui l'ai fait embarquer sur TikTok.
Ah ouais, gagne toutes tes fois.
C'était des lions, tout contre Boyardi.
And we're back with part 2. Sorry, it's a really warm day outside, so of course the phone is gonna overheat, which is completely normal. And then I realized that I fucked up. Shit. Okay. And we're back, of course. It's a really warm day, so it's normal that the phone's gonna overheat. Sorry about that. Overeat, not overeat, which is or even Uber Eat, which is the services. So, we were talking about Gambino. Don't worry, we've got it. An ice pack that is super cool. It's putting down the phone. Do I think that Gambino was a good guy? I feel like if Guts would have been older, and Shisui didn't die, Guts would have been good. Because Guts, Gabino thought that Guts was the reason why she killed him, because of the bad luck. So he took it out on him, and he started drinking when Shisui is done. Ultimately, the event raping Guts was because Gabino was so drunk that he didn't care. That's not true, because Gambino's like, yeah, I sold you for 3 silver, which is kind of bullshit, right? So was Gambino a good guy? I think he would. After a while, Guts would have been like, yo, I'm stronger than you, old man. This one is too hot now. I'm telling you, this is... it's bad, bro. It's bad. Bad, Mr. Kitty. Psh, psh, psh. Dude. I swear to God, I got so much to do every single fucking day, but it's all good. It's all good. In here we're good, so the rest is okay. So, yeah. So what I'm trying to say with that is Griffith is possibly, and again, for Guts to trust Griffith like he does, this is insane. So the next thing we got is Griffith and Casca is telling her like, hey, you need to say hi to him. Basically, she warmed him up, right? This is super cool because Casca right away, he recognized her, takes to the eyes, and she punched him. She punched him with an asshole. Technically speaking, Casca is possibly one of the first women that Guts see. And Guts, even in reality, is kind of crazy because Gambino gets hurt and gets his leg chopped up, right? And Guts come back from a fight, say, hey, I killed the biggest like wanted poster on here. We have enough money for beer and woman. So he knows that Gambino needs money for prostitutes. And he's okay with it, right? So his perception of relationship is kind of weird. I wish you died after Griffith was true with you. So everybody hates him, right? And this is super cool because this guy, which is Judo is possibly one of the most, if not the most, like, Ock band member. So, technically speaking, Casca is the most liked. Casca is complex because of she's gonna suffer a trauma, which means that she won't be able to talk. She won't be able to do anything that is purposeful to the story, right? Well, where I am, she's not able to. Guts will leave the band of the Ock, and Griffiths, you know what happened, he turns out to be a demon. So Judo is supposed to be one of the nicest guy. And Judo is kind of cool because Judo is told to be like a second son of Noble, right? And it sucks. It sucks because he's like, okay, well, he tells Guts, and this is kind of the first like kind person to Guts. She punched him. It's like, you have to forgive her. She gave up on being a woman for being a mercenary. She's stronger than most of the people here, but she had to warm you up, you know? That's why she pissed off, right? But Judo is actually super cool. And this is kind of cool because the Band of Ock, this is what I love about the Band of Ock. A lot of people like the Band of Ock. I have a mixed feeling about the Band of Ock, but this is so cool. So the Band of Ock himself is filled with amazing people and kind of shitty people, right? So Griffith is being told that Guts woke up, and this is super cool. He presents himself, I'm Griffith, and he gives a weapon. And when he says a weapon, it says it's an amazing, this is really cool. The amazing sword is an amazing sword, but you can never wield it. Now, this in itself is so freaking cool for 3 reasons. The first reason is Guts wearing that sword is distinguishing himself on the field. Nobody would use the same sword as Guts does, right? First of all. Second of all, Griffith says this sword is amazing, and in reality, Griffith has a rapier. Now, a rapier as a weapon isn't the greatest. It's absolutely shitty. You have to fancy, it has to be okay. However, because Griffith is so talented with it, because Griffith is so strong with it, it doesn't matter how bad of a weapon it is. He makes it a weapon, a good weapon. It's like having a crossbow, but you don't know how to aim. So Griffith is here. So sees the sword, it's like, yeah, this is amazing. And third of all, he says this, and this is again a testament. So the third and second reason are exactly they're exactly the same. So Guts, he says a weapon. He says, okay, well, this is a very unique weapon, and nobody else will wield it, which is a shame because it's a beautiful weapon. But then it's also a testament of God's strength. Like you're wearing a weapon that nobody else could wear, and that makes you kind of unique. And not only that, but you're strong. So this is kind of cool. And at the same time, you would look at let's say, right? You would look at a spear. A spear is possibly one of the easiest weapon to use, and not everybody can possibly use it. A sword, there's good swordsmen, they're great swordsmen, but most of all, it's just swing and slash, right? Griffith and himself and Guts are the only two people that are in the band of Arc who are using different weapons. You gotta have Judo, which also have a lot of throwing knife, which is kind of cool. Why? Because in the Black Swordman, we saw Guts use a lot of throwing knife. This is cool. So Griffith is asking Guts to come with him, and this is super weird because only two people react. So only two people react, and they're like, okay, well, Casca, because she's in love with Griffith, and they're the guy that hates Guts. One of the guy, and at the same time, this guy is a total asshole. He's possibly the least liked character of the Band of Arc. However, I believe that he's somehow right. Guts just killed two of his friends, and Griffith's like, no problem, it happens. So we have another one, and this guy is super important, and it's Ricket. This guy is Ricket. Why is it going to be important? So Griffith will basically say to Guts, I want you to recruit you. Right? And everybody's like, hey, we don't like him. We do not like him. He's the enemy. He killed some of our guys, right? And Guts will be a really strong fighter. And Guts, by being reckless, he will save a lot of people of the Band of Arc, right? And one of the people that he saved is Ricket. And Ricket's like, yo, I owe you my life. Thank you so much. And even here, this is so freaking nice. So freaking nice. So you got the guy who hates Guts, right? And he's like, yo, what the heck is Griffith thinking, right? And the other guy's like, you know what? He's strong. He could save a lot of people, and he could do... This is the only guy that trusts enough Griffith to say, okay, well, I trust what he's doing, but I wanna know why. And there you go. He's right. He's absolutely right. And people are hating him for acknowledging that... This is so good. This is so good. This is so fucking good. Even the one I'm acknowledging. And besides, this guy, Ricket, is one of my favorite characters because, first of all, when Griffith tried to recruit Guts, Ricket is one of the first ones to say, you know what, he would be a good ally. And here, you tell him, why do we hate him? He cuts Harold hand off, and he killed one of us. And Ricket, what he says in his head, he doesn't say it out loud because he's a kid. What he says, you started the fight. You started it. Which is amazing because they did. Right? Then we have Pippin. Pippin in itself Pippin is a good character because he's just a brute. He'll be one of the first friends of Guts. Pippin respects strength a lot. However, Pippin's main thing is he is kind of like a titan. He is, in a raw strength, he is the strongest of the Band of Arc. So take away Casca, take away Griffith, take away Guts, it would be the strongest. So there's going to be an event called the Eclipse where, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but a lot of people dies. And the fact that Pippin die is, holy shit, they killed Pippin. How did they do that? There's no possible. We don't have a chance. So this is super cool. So he goes in, and Guts is not dumb. Everybody's looking at him like he's a fucking devil. Because he did kill one of them, right? And then he say, and ultimately what is really cool here, it's mentioned before, after, like, Griffith is really respected by his men, and they would do anything for him, right? So as long as he's vouching for Guts, who cares if people like him, hate him? But for now, people hate him. So they're like, and Griffith's like, okay, well, the Band of Arc. And this is cool because the Band of Arc already have a notoriety. Now, this is super, 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 super important because when Guts join, see, this is also ambiguous. So the Band of the Arcs are they're notorious, but they're not the most known band of mercenary. Now, a lot of people, myself included, think that Griffith is smart enough to say, okay, well, we're not ready. We're not ready to do battles. Like, for example, with Gambino. Gambino is an asshole. Gambino, when he lost his leg, Gambino was responsible for it because he went into a battle that he couldn't win. He was like, oh, holy shit, we can't win. That's how he lost his leg. Griffith is a bit more generous. He's like, okay, well, I'm not going to have all my men killed So if I don't think I can win, I'm not gonna do it. So by Guts joining, this is when, and it's kind of crazy because he gets Gus to join, and the first thing he said is that things are about to get interesting, which is possibly a result of Gus joining the Band of Orc, right? So you got a legend of the Band of Orc, how strong they are, and this is super cool because Griffith presents himself as the Band of Orc, and that's Guts that says, okay, well, I know of them, I heard of them, right? And it's kind of crazy because he's like, they're also young, they're super strong. So the Band of Orc also is complex because the Band of Orc is an amazing band of mercenary. They're really, really strong. However, it is said that they're not... Okay, so this is kind of complex because the Band of Orc kind of have good members. They have Pippin, they have Judo, they have... Pricket's not strong. I'm going to be honest. They have Guts and they have Casca, right? And itself, they're not that strong. The reason why they're so strong is because Griffith is going to be the one to lead them. For example, they're going to do something. They're going to go through a river. They're going to go with very strong wind, which is basically using most of their forces before the fight begins. But because the composition are so poor, nobody was going to expect a back raid, which is they do, and they win, right? And it's amazing. So basically, he's talking, and this is super cool because Griffith, the first thing he says is, what of you? Griffith also here is not my favorite character here. He's pretty much of an asshole here. He acts as if nothing happened. He acts as if he's not the leader. He acts as if, like, hey, we're all good. He goes here, he just lost one member. He has Guts, which is, again, super strong. Guts now have his sword, so if Guts wanted, you could say to everybody, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you all, right? And instead of Griffith's like, just, hey, what of you? Now, Griffith is also armed, so in case he would be there, right? Griffin is, we got Casca also, and this is super cool because Casca follows, but she's not being told to follow, so she keep her distance. She's like, hey, if shit pops off, I'm ready. So Gus, like, why didn't you kill me? I killed one of your guy. He said, because I want you. And this is super, 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 super funny. Super funny. Because this is super funny because Griffin itself see Gus as a pawn. And this is, again, what I'm trying to say. Griffith sees himself as a king amongst pawn. You see possibly Guts as a rook or as a tower or even as a knight. He's stronger than a pawn, but he's not a king, right? And this is super funny because he says, I want you. And this is really funny because back then, and again, this is the only interest of this, right? When you look at the anime, they don't talk about that. He basically asks Griffith, are you an Omo? Which is super fucking funny because he says he thinks that Griffith is in love with him. Now, ultimately speaking, it's the sexuality of Griffith has always been questioned. Some people say that he was homosexual, right? Because even then, I'll sleep with nobles for money. I'll sleep with noble because he has like a very femboy body, if you will. So yeah, so he's there's a possibility that he's homo. Now, instead of saying no, he doesn't answer, which possibly means that he is. Do I care? No, but I just think it's interesting. So Griffith's like, the reason why I want you is because I saw your fight against this other guy, and this is super fucking funny. This is super fucking funny, but also so fucking good. So you see that he said that you guys remember the fight with the guy who killed 30 people with one swing? Griffith saw the fight, and he was like, you know what? You fought good. It was amazing. I don't know how you pulled it off, but you killed him. And it was a really good fight. But it was dangerous. So in this case, it's super interesting because Griffith says, hey, I want you to be part of my army. First of all, but I also have advice and I can also teach you. Now, for example, he said, listen, so when you look back at the fight, he's right. So Guts was lucky to parry one of the strikes, and he cracked the axe. So the axe being cracked, when he hits the helmet, the axe broke. If the axe didn't broke, he would have died. So Griffith's like, yo, I saw you fight, but I also saw where you could have died, which is kind of crazy. Because Guts realized, like, holy shit, I still have a lot to learn. And this is super cool because the way Griffith is convincing him. And this is super nice because Griffith realized that Guts is, but you still have to convince Griffith and Guts to join. and he does a play by play, like, hey, you saw this, you saw this, you saw this, which is really good. And it's like, he says, if you constitute fight like that, you'll die. Why are you gambling your life away? There you go. He says, every single fight that you have, I bet you that you're struggling to make it out alive. And then you think back at the other fight that he had with the wolf and how he was there. The last fight that we really saw before the Basel was, and again, this is, you need to do that, was him escaping from the camp. And he basically didn't make, well, he barely made it out alive, you know? So Griffith's like, this is super cool. And this is, so what I want to say is, again, you're very restricted because you're drawing. So you're drawing the emotions. So he gives it a smile, and Guts is like, what the fuck is up with that guy, right? He looks like a child. He looks like a child, and this is super cool because Guts will be part of the Ben of the Ark. Then he'll ask somebody, hey, why do you care about him so much? And it's like, Griffith is weird. Just when you think he's too young, he shows up with an amazing plan. When you think he's too strict, he comes up with a smile. When you think that he saw too much, he reassures you. You know? So Griffith, and everybody agrees, Griffith is amazing. There's gonna be a scene, and this is true, okay? So it's kind of complex because in the world of Berserk, right, demons but also angel exist. Like there's angel, right? So Griffith seems to be like one of the chosen one, right? Which is what he was saying. So there's literally a scene where he talks to Guts, and there's Dove coming around, and there's Dove not all around him, but in the vicinity of Griffith. And this is the only time that we see Dove. So that's kind of insane. So he's Guts is like, fuck no, right? And he's like, you know what? If you can, you know, we never even met. Guts is like, you don't know me. Fuck, you don't know me. And this is super cool. Look. You stabbed me, and now you're all buddy. You're the one who attacked me. You're the ones, and with the ones with the S would mean is banned. I got no intention of just forgetting that, and I killed one of your men, so I'm not about to tell you to forget that either. See, Guts is like, yo, we're not allies. You're not allies. You attacked me, but I also killed one of your men. We're not gonna be cool. We're not gonna be cool. And ultimately speaking, you realize that Guts is right because Guts is. It's very complex. Guts is right because there's some bad history there, but also Griffith is right because yes, killing a guy is horrible, but ultimately speaking, Guts joining the Ben of the Ark is something that really is gonna help the group out. So then they're fighting. So the Guts draws his enemies, right? And they're making bets, right? And she. It's kind of cool. Guts makes a bet. It's like, yo, if I win, I kill you, and if you win, he tells him, I'm gonna be your fag boy, which is kind of super crazy because you still think that Griffith is in love with him. And here is kind of important. You see the fights because the air is supposed to be majestic. The way they're drawn, the airs are supposed to be majestic. By the way, finished playing Elden Ring not too long ago, like a month ago, and Miquella is supposed to be out of Griffith. So they're fighting, and right away, this is such a good fight. And there's a really cool scene where Pippin is the first one to notice that there's a fight, which means that he's a good soldier because somebody else noticed, right? So they fight, and this is a close match. So they're trading a couple of blows. Griffith has he has the advantage, right? However, and Guts, this is super cool. Guts smiles and said this guy is good because Guts wants to fight, right? This is insane. This is insane because Griffith totally get them, and Griffith is having the advantage. He's a better fighter, right? You got people that wanted to kill Guts, like, this is the time we have to protect Griffith, and Guts like, no. Griffith is the one that asked you guys not to interfere, and if you interfere, you're gonna be pissed. This is a direct order, right? And the only reason Guts has an advantage is Griffith puts his sword, and Guts is taking his teeth and dropping the sword, and then it's a really cool move because Guts goes in and push something. Griffith jumps on the sword of Guts, and he's hanging in balance with the sword of Guts. It's like, first of all, you cannot move your sword because your sword is heavy, and I'm on top of it, so there's twice the weight of the sword, and before you even start, I'll kill you. This is super cool. This is really, really, really good. It's a really good fight. It's possibly the nicest fight since the beginning. Guts is getting trampled, dude. Griffith is doing some surface wound, but still doing a lot of wounds. Do you see that? Unbelievable. The chicken nut swing. There you go. So he basically grabbed the sword and is there. Now, first chapter done. We still have 4 to do, and we're 26 minutes in. Schnitzel. Yeah, this website is shit because there's so many ads. And when I take too long, they'll tell me, hey, you have to verify that you're human. So there you go. So, what is next? So there's more of the fights. And ultimately speaking, it's kind of cool because Guts arrived to strike Griffith. And this is the first time that somebody have strike Griffith. Now, the important part is they fell down the hill and they're both unharmed. So this is really important because brute strength, Guts is a lot stronger, and Guts possibly has some training. However, the way Guts is doing is he's just punching. Griffith will go in and will do like a karate pose and get him into a arm lock, right? And it's like, if you don't stop, I'll dislocate your shoulder. And Guts' answer is asshole, which is super cool. Basically, Guts wins like that because Griffith wins like that because Guts is fucked, right? And this is super cool because everybody is going around Guts to make fun of him. Like, hey, you thought you could beat Griffin. And this is super cool because also the Band of Ock, they're like, oh my god, Griffith, I thought you were going to get killed. And some people are like, no, not Griffith. Nothing's going to ever happen to Griffith. He's too strong, right? So there you go. What else? Yeah. It's a really good scene. Griffith to tells Guts like, hey, you're mine now. That before. It sucks because Casca is heartbroken. She said he never fought for me like that. He never looked at me like that, which is her admitting that he prefer her. Now this is super cool. Guts has a broken arm, right? He has a broken arm, and it's super fucking nice because, and this is, I gotta say, is possibly the nicest thing that happened in the so far in the Golden Age. So Guts is get his arm crushed, and there's a bunch of people around this tent that are going to kill him. And the first thing that Guts does is he doesn't go to fight them. He gets to his sword. So if they come, he's gonna kill them, and if they don't come, he's not gonna kill them. So Casca's the one that saved him, right? And when Casca saved him, he says to Casca, thank you. Now this is complex because is he saying thank you because he likes Casca and he's thankful, or because he's like, okay, well, I've lost and now I have to be the Band of Ock. And this is kind of crazy because Griffith technically beat him, right? So the deal was, if I win, you're mine. If you win, you can kill me. Now, ultimately speaking, Guts doesn't have to respect that. Guts can just leave. Nobody's gonna stop him, right? But if he has honor, he's gonna do it. And somehow, I think Griffith knows that. So Guts is pissed off at Griffith. He's like, how could he defeat me? Oh, this one is too hot. Okay, it's only gonna be too hot soon too. 15%. To get over you, you heard all my yellow about this. You was so good, close my eyes. Just a lonely man inside to get over you, 'cause it's you. Where are you there? Next scene. I'm sorry guys, I'm talking a lot, but it's just the best. This to me is so where did I stop in the manga? I stopped at the forest of the kids. By the way, I tell you where. If you read the manga, you know exactly where I am. If you didn't, you don't know. Suffered. Yes. So basically, what happened is Guts is admitting that he has to be part of the member of the Ock. Now we have the first battle, right? And they have Guts, and like, okay, we'll follow him. So Guts, this is the mission I was talking about. Griffith is a champion. He leads them to a back door. He leads them through a lake. He leads them where their wind is too much, and their goal is to destroy every single rations. And because they destroy every single ration, they win. Right? Now this is where you learn the plan. So the plan was Griffith, enemy center, and this is nuts because people don't know if they can trust Guts yet. That's the end of him. What? I don't remember that. Is that the fight where he saved Ricketts or not? Oh no, okay, cool. So it's not the most interesting thing ever, but it's so cool. It's again the people that are trusting Griffith, and it's Gus that says, "Yo, this guy is really smart." For example, they're attacking, and Griffith gives end signal like move or stop, and Gus never saw that, so he realized that the reason that the Men of Orc are so good because of Griffith, and it just shows to establish how the Men of Orc works. And this is cool because we see the Men of Orc how they work just after Gus joined. So again, there's a fight Gus does wonderful once of all. It's a shame because one of the only people that we see fighting is Gus. If we let, the night will be disgraced. Right, so they're doing a sneak attack, and it's kind of cool because all the time they're like, and it's just kind of cool because you get Guts that's super interested in how they're fighting, but you also see, and there's just one scene in the camp where there's knights and it's like, okay, well, there's a better mercenary, right? And it's not precise. Oh, I gotta say, the manga is kind of poorly drawn at some places, but like a scene like that is just beautiful, beautiful. So there you go. I think I have like one chapter left to do. This chapter. So the thing with Berserk, there's a lot of fighting. The chapters themselves are very long. My apologies. Holy. How far are we from the start? There we go. It's a continuation of the sneak attack. And this is good because this is when Guts gets into play. So Guts gets into play because it's his turn to attack. So again, fighting. Some really well drawn scene, right? But nothing crazy is going on. What is that? Nice. This is so fucking cool. So, the guys, and this is really cool because this battle will be a sign of, yo, Guts is part of the team, and it's because of how strong he is that he's part of the team, right? I should have done that. It's gonna cost me a lot of batteries. And this I don't like. So yeah, so Guts is part of the team, and they're really like saying like, hey, this guy is very strong. Versus, okay, we understand why Griffith, and this is super cool because Griffith is so loved that even having somebody like Guts around is thanks to Griffith. So even if Guts is the one that's doing all the work, now I'm not saying that Griffith isn't fighting. Griffith is fighting because that's most of the job. And they're like, Griffith, another victory by Griffiths. Now, here's a really cool thing. Gus will go in and he's gonna do something stupid, right? So the original plan was for him and Casca to lead like places on the side to flank, right? And basically Gus didn't listen. Gus had clear order from Griffith and he didn't listen. So everybody is rejoicing because they did their job, which was destroying this. And Griffith is like, hey, where is he, right? And right away, Griffith is the one that's gonna go in and try to get him. So Gus, because he doesn't listen to anybody, and because he's gonna be alone, he has a whole ass army against him. Griffith is the one that saved him, which is amazing. They kill Gus's horse, which means that no matter how strong he is, he doesn't have a chance. Griffith is the one that saved him. We have Pippin here, and we have another, I think it's Ketka, but I'm not sure. Griffith sacrificed his crossbow, and this is super cool because he has a crossbow in his hand. He shot the crossbow away and saved Guts. Now this is a really cool scene because they're fuck's sakes, bro. wow, wow. Okay.
La dysorthographie.
Tu devrais pas embarquer là-dedans. Non, je vais les exposer un à un.
go to like game stores and stuff, they'll be there. There's probably one or two there. I don't know if they'll be real, because there's a lot of fake ones out there. But it still works. Which guys was this one? This is for one Fire Red Kaiso Ironmon Max. It's one guy, fully randomized, Gen 1 through Gen 5. But yeah, you go on game stores, probably not GameStop. The guy at GameStop had an NC4 at $90 near me. That's a pretty good price, actually. And you probably find one cheaper, but $90, so it's not that bad for NC4. Especially if it's still usable and if it's an original. That's great. But, I mean, going to game stores, going to estate sales, going to garage sales.
What, with just one hero?
Merci pour les cadeaux. Quand même, papy, j'ai tout tiré là, mais c'est Rose, merci. De toute façon, parce que tu as fait tes
I just discovered the
Read the word when I see this. Did you need to do a measure of Yeah, well, see, I did some work on Lupe's mom's bathroom recently, so I moved the kids' headphones out of the way. I didn't want to get no water on them.
That makes sense.
So I'm good to go.
More like good to go away. We got another hit on your DNA from a 16-year-old attack in Far Rock.
A double murder? No, the son and his buddy confessed. It can't be me. That's like double jeopardy or something.
Not really.
Besides, even if my DNA was there, I probably worked on that apartment too.
Or I thought your blood and skin got under the fit.
Remember when we spent like 10 hours? Okay, there we go. There we go. Get in there, Mike. Come on, man. Don't make me spend the bill you calls. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let's go. W moveset, bad spread. Be my friend. Yo, sounds good, Eric. Thanks, bro. We're friends now. Sounds good, boss. Speed boost, that's beyond me. Speed boost at 20 attack. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. It's a little bit slow, but the speed boost takes care of that. Great, bro. 2 for 2. Why not? Alright, Chad. I'm gonna call it there, okay? It's been 11-1 today. Wait a second.
And again, part 3. Phone overheated. I know. What a surprise. But we're good. We're good. We really took the time to cool it down. I think I'm gonna do the I have a couple more videos to do. Right? I have a couple more videos to do, which is technically 2. But I think I'm just gonna finish the Berserk. We're gonna go in. Because the problem isn't that the phone is overheating. The problem is and I don't have a lot of time. For example, I've been filming for 1 hour 30. The battery will last 2 hours. So that's not good. Right? So like I was saying, it's a really cool scene. Griffith dropped the crossbow to save Guts. And he dropped the crossbow to save Guts, right? And this is really nice because they're two on a horse, which slow down the horse. And this is nice because Griffith is willing to sacrifice himself for Guts. Now, this is a really, 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 really important scene, and this is really, really, really important because yes, he won the fight against Guts. Yes, Guts has to follow him, but it doesn't mean that he can't get Guts to want to follow him, right? This is pretty much it. So the scatter, everybody is saved there, which is super freaking cool. They're winning, and this is amazing because how can I say this? It's just a good battle. See, Guts prove it in itself. The battle itself isn't that great. The battle itself isn't great because you got you got Guts that proved himself that was worthy, and you got everybody that's safe except for a couple of guys that we don't care about, sadly. So they won. Now the nobles are talking about how much Griffith is a good captain, and this is super cool because we saw that Griffith was a good person because we saw the fights, right? But this is the nobles that are talking about Griffith and how good he is. See, Griffith being super strong, so it's kind of insane, right? It's kind of insane because if a mercenary group is deemed good enough, which never happens, they will be sort of allowed to be part of the general army. So there you go. So they're like, yo, Griffith is amazing. This is super nice because they're celebrating, right? And they say, hey, Griffith, this is all thanks to you. And one of the guys said, you know what, this new guy, Guts, did pretty well. And this is important also because this puts Griffith and Guts almost to an equal ground. They're mentioning two soldiers, and it's Guts and Griffith. Now, ultimately speaking, for Griffith it's normal. For Guts, it's a huge thing because Guts is not used to that much love. Guts, however, doesn't want to celebrate with them. He is there. See, Guts in itself, and this is super cool because this specific scene is very telling. Guts has his sword. So does Guts doesn't trust them? Does Guts doesn't feel like he belongs? It's complex. But he doesn't, he feel like he has to be alone. And Guts feel bad for him. However, there's 3 people that's safe that goes there. And this is super cool. So they're getting him. And I gotta say, these are my 3 favorites. There's Judo, there's Prickett, and there's Pippin. So it's super nice. No, they're telling him like, hey, there's a party downstairs, come drink with us. And Guts like, no, I don't want to, I'm good. And they're on the side like, you can't really. You can't really because the party is for you. It's to welcome you in the Band of Hawk. And Prickett is the one, and this is kind of cool because Judo is the one that's talking a lot, but Prickett, the Rickert, is the one, as I call him Prickett, it's Rickert. Rickert is going to be the one that really convinced him and say, hey, thank you, Guts, because you saved my ass back there. And Rickett is the first one that really, like, see Guts as a good person. Because Guts, so what happened is, Guts, and it's complex because did Guts wants to fight himself? Yes. Was he knowledgeable on how to fight with an other army? Not really. So he did save Rickett. Now, this is super funny because they're trying to convince him, it doesn't work. Try to convince him, it doesn't work. And then finally Pippin is enough, and Pippin just grabs Guts and goes there. And this is super fucking funny because he grabs him and he brings him downstairs. Now the first thing Guts says is don't touch me, which we know why, but he still brings us. And this is super funny because they give Guts a drink, right? And it's like, yo, we're celebrating you. So Guts knows that by drinking the drink, it means that he's willing to be part of the Band of Hawk. What he does, he drinks with them. He drinks, and everybody's laughing, and everybody's happy. See, this is super cool. So this is super cool because, again, there's going to be something that's said later on. Guts will say, hey, I've been in a mercenary group, but the Band of Hawk are different. And that's a positive thing. So, you got comments like, this is super cool. Like, you got comment, you get people tapping on his shoulder. I changed my mind, Rookie. You want to help a guy that taking on that many men by yourself. A little impulsive. Just some stuff only Griffith can see. As a future Rookie. I know how you're trustworthy. See, this is super cool. This is super cool. And again, Guts, this is beautiful. Guts, which is fun to fight. He didn't care about, well, did he care about saving people? Black Swordman doesn't. This Guts, does he? I don't know. But he's like, yo, you took on a lot of men yourself, because that's, people didn't have to fight as hard as they usually do, because that we didn't have to risk our life as much as we usually do. You got this guy, is the only one that doesn't like Guts. And again, you understand why Guts did kill people, you know? You got Casca also. And Casca is also on the other one because she's losing Griffith. The closer Guts get to Griffith, the closer they are. So it's really good. It's really good. It's really good. And by the way, this is the last chapter that we did tonight. That we're doing today. So we got more of Guts being part of the party, and this is such a telling thing. Wait, I'm gonna check out if this is, because I might have went too far. Did I go too far? No, I didn't go too far. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's a really sweet moment when Guts is being appreciated. And this is super cool because Guts is seemingly awake and he's thinking about the good memories that he had with friends. And he's smiling because it was nice. Judo comes in and it's like, hey, guess what? This is so nice. This is so fucking nice. Oh shit, 50%. Okay, we're gonna finish this and that's it. This is so fucking nice because Judo comes in and it's like, hey, what you think about us? And it's like, yeah, you guys are right. And this is cool because his plan was to get him for Griffith. But Judo, and this is why I love the Band of Ox so much. Like, you're not supposed to care. You're not in charge. You're not an officer. You're just supposed to get Griffith's Guts because Griffith want to see him. But you do care, right? And it's like, okay, well, and this is what he says. Mercenary bands are never much different. They're savage, mostly of rope with some men who pass, surprised by how young everyone here is, but that's not all. Here it's somehow different. And this is why it's, he's saying, like, why? And he said, okay, well, we're a bunch of people, but we all been charmed by Griffith, right? So this is also, I'm going to read this because this is so important to me. If anything, maybe it's Griffith, I'd say. Those who've been completely charmed by Griffith, those who figure as long as they stick with Griffith, they'll get to see great things. I mean, all of us are here because of his charisma. Again, it's Griffith. This is insane. On its own, no one of us is any big deal, no different from any mercenary. So unlike other mercenary who are then they only think about money and the short of survival, but different. Not here, while we do spend every day blood-filled day killing and being killed, we can also cry laughing and getting whatever. Yeah, they're normal people, and what he doesn't say is they all want Griffith to succeed, and it's kind of funny. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. This is what I was talking about. Just when you think he has this patchy look on his face, he's smiling, sounds like a baby. Is he a child or an adult, a good guy or a villain? I don't really know what he is. This is from Judo. Judo says that, and Judo has been following him for years. So imagine somebody that's been following him for years says, I don't really know what he is. He said he might be a villain, but I'm still willing to follow him. There you go. So this is a super important. So they're like, okay, well, what's special about Griffith? I can't really describe it. It's just on his formation and his tactic. Ordinary people like us don't understand Griffith. It took him longer than a lifetime to achieve it, but I guess he might have some kind of conviction. Conviction in what? In everything. That I didn't understand. I just have to read it because it's just so good. Not whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. It's not whether we really know him or not. Isn't that just how it is when a man gather or the men together? So it's really good. It's really good. Because this is amazing. I like Judo a lot. And Judo is, again, one of the person that is smart. Somebody, not the greatest warrior, but he's smart. So he's like, another person calls Guts, is like, hey, the boss wants to see you. And Judo tells Guts, that home that I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. That the home that you've been looking for, you might find it here. So, just beautiful. I'm sure you'll find it here, the place where you belong. So you got Griffith taking a shower. This is funny because they have a battle, and this is kind of cool. This is a really sweet moment of Guts and Griffith fighting and splashing each other. Now, here's why, right? Griffith is a kid and knows that Guts needs some kindness, and Guts never got to be a kid, so him playing like that is the repressed child in him. Gambino wouldn't do that. So Guts see the necklace of Griffith, and this is weirdly, this is how you know that Griffith is special. So first of all, you know that Griffith is special because of obvious things, but you see the eye of the Beelif, and it's like, this is insane, because the eye of Beelif, it's super nice. It's closed eye, and we saw him. Okay, so it's complex. The necklace is the Eye of Belif. The Eye of Belif is the same one. Now, I have to maintain that this is not the same one. The Count had one, and Griffith has one. It's called the Hag of the King. The ability, I'm still not going to read it because it's so important. You see, it said that whoever possesses is destined to obtain the world in exchange for his own flesh and blood. So this is insane. Because, spoiler, Griffith, when he sacrifices everything, he will sacrifice his flesh and blood. And he knows the price. It's a question as you don't know. So the Count, you can argue that he didn't know how much it was going to cost him. But Griffith does know, you know? And he, Guts picks it up. This is kind of insane because one of the eye of the Behelit opens. And it's like pretty freaky, huh? And this is super cool because look, he says neat like a kid. So this is really nice. So Guts is like, okay, well, why'd you save me? To Griffith. And Griffith's like, yo, I just acquired an amazing soldier. I have to make sure that he's ready to be useful, you know? And it's kind of cool because he cares about him. What is being said here? And that's kind of, you really have to read it. But am I good for the batteries? Not really. Shit. What is also meant here is Griffith wouldn't come for anybody else. Now, I think it's important to show you this. Griffith is basically talking and you see Dove around. Everything next to Griffith is majestic, right? Come along with me. Look at this. Look at this. The Men of Ark are just the outset, just the beginning. This is where it starts to get interesting because of Guts, right? You can bet your life on that. And basically what he says is he's trying to do... So one of the problem of Griffith itself is nobody knows what he's thinking. Nobody knows what he's doing, right? And when he's talking, even then, when he's talking about we're the chosen one, to Guts, he said, it's funny, I never talked about that to anybody. So Griffith is kind of complex. And he tells Guts, I'm going to get my kingdom. So this is... Okay, I'm not going to show you because he's naked. But he's basically saying naked and the sun, I'll get my kingdom. And this is insane because the next scene is so telling. You're seeing Guts basically shielding his eyes from the light. And of course it's a sunny day, but it's kind of intended as Griffith is the light itself. You'll find my cause because you belong to me. Look at the way he's talking. This is kind of insane. Decide the place where I will decide the place where you die. And again, you see the dove around him. It's so majestic. And this is why I kind of adore Griffith. And this is weird because Griffith is a asshole. He's horrible, right? He is horrible. But in moments like that, you see that he's... If Berserk was a story, the main character wouldn't be Guts, it would be Griffith. That's the amount of power that he has. So you got Rickett that comes in, so much later, and Rickett is chilling with Guts, and it's super nice because Rickett makes sure that Guts is okay. Because Rickett's one of the only one that realized that Guts might not be okay with joining the Men of Ark, right? He doesn't really have a choice. The punk said, "Oh, that's just a matter of course." I mean it when he said that. It's crazy. But at the same time, it's insane because Guts repeated the speech, but then he realized like he's right, and it's insane because it's almost as if Griffith knew that that's what Guts needed to hear. Like, what did I do the last 4 years? I went from town to town, picking up bounty, killing people, and just left. Maybe this is my home, right? And he's starting to see this as a home. So this is super cool because. And this is such an important scene. He regrets his past, right? Because he's been going around killing people, right? And there's no meaning to that. And in that, he sees himself as Gambino. He compares himself as to what Gambino used to do. And this is complex because this is such an important scene because if Guts respects Gambino, he doesn't mind being like Gambino. If Guts doesn't respect Gambino, then he does mind being Gambino. Kind of thing. You understand? So this is, again, super, super important. Still don't have. So basically, we got Rickett who pushes Guts in the water. Sorry, I heard that Guts gets a promotion. Gets a promotion. After 2 weeks, you get 10 men under your command. Now, here's the problem. I would have liked the Golden Age to be bigger, and I would like to see the people under Guts's care. So technically, big spoiler: everybody in the Men of Ark except for 2 characters die. Guts, Griffith, Casca. Everybody else dies. So I would like to see, like, it doesn't really matter what we see, right? I would have liked to see, hey, these are the people that we care about. So there you go. So then it's super nice because Rickett is like, hey, congratulations for everything. And it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts because he gives his hand and Guts touch it. Now, for a guy that doesn't want to be touched, he allowed Griffith to touch him. He allowed Rickett to touch him. So this is pretty meaningful. It means that he's comfortable around these people, which is great. For now, just call me Guts. So Rickett is there, and this is cool. We get another fight, more fights, and this is such an important scene because we get another battle, and Guts is officially part of the Band of Hawk. Officially part of the Band of Hawk. I want to see if the next one we did, but I don't think we did. I think I did another one. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We did another one. So I'll have to read that. Now the question is, did I do more than one or one only? I don't remember this. Anyway, we're gonna stop now. I'm gonna stop here for now because this phone is at 6%. 5%. Yes. Let's stop now. Don't know why. Walk away. You know how. Aren't you the guy who tried to dump me with? Ouch. Don't like easy going. Just finished checking some videos and now we go back inside and let's stream some Fortnite. The day is amazing. It's beautiful. It's 2 o'clock, so let's stream till 4. I should leave right now. I'm all good already. So move on and scary. How much percentage do you have? Ouch.